So because of the restoring force coming into action on the application of this external force, due to the restoring force which act in opposite direction to the displacement, we represent it here by F. The spring come back to its main position. So therefore, according to the Hooke's law, the restoring force, it is directly proportional to the displacement and it is directed opposite to the displacement. So therefore, we put a minus sign here. So here F, it is nothing but the restoring force. So according to Hooke's law, this is the relationship between restoring force and the displacement happening, and this restoring force becomes equal to minus K into X, where this K is the constant of proportionality and it is called as the spring constant. It is a constant for the spring. It depends upon the property or material of the spring constant. It is also called as the force constant, and value of this K can be written as minus F upon X. So this is how we understand this spring constant. Now because restoring force, it is making this object come back to its initial state. We make use of this relationship in order to understand whether if we attach a mass with this spring on a frictionless table just like this and set this object into vibrations by displacing it with the help of some external force E, Fe. So therefore, initially this object which is attached to this spring in a placed horizontally on a frictionless table. This table will be called as frictionless. So we are omitting out the possibility of any other force. So therefore, with this force, this object gets displaced to some new position, means by displacement x. So therefore, again there will be some restoring force which will be written by this according to Hooke's law. This restoring force is given by equal to minus K into X, where K is the spring constant for this spring, or we can say force constant for this spring. So with this force, the spring, or we can say the object, come back to its main position with some acceleration, of course, due to that force. So the acceleration caused by this restoring force in this object of mass m, it can be written as m into a according to Newton's second law of motion. So this is equal to minus K into X. So here restoring force according to Newton's second law, it can be written as m into a, where a is the acceleration caused by this force in this object. So from here, acceleration, it is minus K upon m when m goes to the other side into X. And here this ratio of K and m, it is the ratio of constants. K is force constant for the spring, m is the mass of this object, again constant. So it is this ratio is nothing but a constant. So from here we understand that acceleration, it is directly proportional to the displacement and it is directed opposite to the displacement. So therefore, we see that in case of such oscillations, the acceleration is satisfying the condition for simple harmonic motion. Therefore, this object having the oscillations attached to the spring placed on a horizontal frictionless table, it is the simple harmonic motion. And from here, now we can calculate the time period of this simple harmonic oscillator, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi into y, means displacement. Here it is represented by x upon a. So this ratio of x upon a, so from here we can find out this ratio of x upon a, and from here it comes out to be x upon a, it comes out to be minus m upon k. Here for the time we just take the magnitude only by dropping the negative sign. So therefore, the ratio of x upon a, it comes out to be m upon k. So therefore, the time period becomes under root of this m upon k. So if we know the mass of the object having simple harmonic motion, object is attached to the spring and it is lying on horizontally on a frictionless table. And if we know also the spring constant, then we can calculate the time period of such kind of simple harmonic oscillator. Let us take another case of a simple pendulum. So what is a simple pendulum? Simple pendulum is a heavy mass suspended from a massless and inextensible string. Suppose that this is the rigid support from which to point O we are suspending a sphere of mass m called a bob. So this is the sphere of mass m suspended by this string of length L. So this is called as a simple pendulum. This string is of we can say inextensible material and it is massless string. For example, in that case, this setup it is called as a simple pendulum. The simple mass of the simple pendulum makes, or we can say give rise to some weight which is equal to m into g, and it always acts in vertically downward direction. Suppose that we displace this simple pendulum by this displacement x, where mass will always act in vertically downward direction. So we are displacing this simple pendulum by small angle theta, for example, right? In that case, this weight m in this state, this is to some position E1. So we are stretching, or we can say pulling this simple pendulum to extreme position E1 by angle theta. So now this weight can be resolved into two components, one along the length and other one perpendicular to it. If this angle is theta, then this angle will also be theta. So therefore this component, it will be mg cos theta, and this component it will be mg sin theta. Because there is no motion along the length of the string or opposite to it, there is no motion in this direction of the object. So that means this force, or we can say this amount of force is balanced by the tension produced in the string, which is acting towards the point of suspension always. Then this mg sin theta, it is only the force which is left, due to which the bob of this pendulum come back to its mean position. So therefore we say that this restoring force, it is equal to mg sin theta. And this is the restoring force, it will be opposite to the displacement theta. So therefore in order to accommodate that sign, right, we keep this angle theta to be so small that sin theta is nearly equal to theta. So therefore force becomes equal to mg into theta. And because this is the restoring force, it is opposite to the displacement, so we accommodate it with a minus sign. You see here, this is the theta, means angle of displacement, and this is the direction of the restoring force. Both are opposite to each other. Okay, now this restoring force, it will cause some acceleration in this object of, we can say, bob, so that this object come back to its initial position. So this force, according to Newton's second law of motion, can be written as m into a, where a is acceleration produced by it. This is according to Newton's second law of motion. So this becomes equal to minus mg into theta. So m just cancels out here. So therefore a becomes equal to g minus g times theta. So here we understand that acceleration, it is directly proportional to the displacement, whether it is angular displacement or linear displacement. and it is also directed opposite to the displacement. So we can also substitute the value of theta here in order to take a different form of this equation. So acceleration becomes equal to minus g into, and theta can be written as x upon L, where L is the length of this, we can say, simple pendulum, and x is the displacement. Okay, x is the displacement. So therefore from here acceleration comes out to be minus g upon L into x. So from here we see that ratio of g upon L, it is something which is constant. So we see that acceleration, it is directly proportional to minus x. Again, it satisfies the condition of a simple harmonic motion. Therefore a simple pendulum, it is also a kind of simple harmonic oscillator. So this is how we prove whether the simple harmonic pendulum, it is a simple harmonic oscillator. So if it is a simple harmonic oscillator, its time period can be calculated again by same formula, t is equal to 1 upon 2 pi into x upon a under root. This is x. So from here x upon a can be calculated from this very equation. So considering the magnitude, x upon a, it comes out to be L upon g. So therefore time period, it takes the form 1 upon 2 pi into L upon g. So this under root. So this is the formula for the time period of a simple harmonic oscillator, which you also make use in the experiment based on simple harmonic oscillator. So it is given by this form. Okay. So that means more is the length of the simple harmonic, or we can say simple pendulum, more will be its time period, or we can say slowly it will oscillate, or we can say take. And if we are calculating the time period at some place where the value of g is less, then again the time period will be more, and at place where g is more, the time period will be less. So this is about simple pendulum.